That way, anyone who's in class now just got a really loud shock in their ears. Hi, welcome to the Friday stream. It's me and Surus.
What's up? How's it going? How's everybody doing this fine Friday?
Yeah, it's a good one. All right. So before we get into the Friday stream, of course, all of you who are have been paying attention to the world of esports know that we've got some announcements and things to say, but we also have something new, which is kind of cool. So first, of course, tomorrow, brawlhalla.com/schedule will show you that we've got the Mammoth Arcadian, top 64 through top 33 of the North American and European regions will competing for a nice little prize pool. Let's bring up that graphic. Maybe I went too fast. My bad.
There it is.
Yeah, there you see emotionally over there is the Mammoth Arcadian graphic. Top 64 through top 33rd. You can find out more information over at brawlhalla.com/schedule to find out when it starts in your time zone. But what's cool about the Mammoth Arcadian is that it's an opportunity to see some people you don't always get to see. There you go, $20,000 prize pool, September 11th and 12th, Brawlhalla.com schedule again. But it's an opportunity to see some players that you don't normally get to see, some players who don't always to those, historically streamed matches. So that's always a really fun time, kind of like how we had the BCX Last Chance qualifier at the end of last year. And what's also really cool with that idea of kind of showing more people that don't normally get the airtime is that we are announcing right here and right now a side stream of the esports. Go over to twitch.tv/Brawlhalla, click that follow button, and maybe help out with our little test of the rewards, as there's a little reward track running right now to kind of test and make sure that we can run that for the side stream for esports this weekend. And the way that that'll work out is that you will have our standard track here at twitch.tv/Brawlhalla. It'll be very similar to how we've been running our previous tracks. And then over on the side stream will be a much smaller track with the idea that if you're watching the main stream and maybe there's that like break time where they're swapping casters or what have you, you can hop on over to twitch.tv/ProBrawlhalla and maybe watch a match or two, or maybe there's a match that you're just really interested to see. It's like Boomy got knocked down into the lower bracket and for some reason he's going and running into Sandstorm in the lower bracket in top 32. Don't know how that happened, doesn't matter. But it would be happening on twitch.tv/ProBrawlhalla. So that's that side stream if you want to watch some more Brawlhalla esports action, which is really, really cool. Okay, and then other announcement, of course, if you see on brawlhalla.com/schedule, is that we have the Mammoth Invitational. That'll be happening the following weekend. We can bring up the graphic for that in just a little bit. The Mammoth Invitational, sponsored by Omen Oasis. It'll be happening on the 18th and 19th for a $40,000 prize pool. Bigger prize pool. It'll be those bigger names that you know as well. Top 32 through 1 of EU and NA. And what's the last thing I need to say about this? Charged OG colors should be making a return during the Mammoth Invitational, as well as some of those things on that viewership rewards track. So, brawlhalla.com/schedule for all that good information. Anything else I need to say? I don't think so. I think Surus is getting ready because he knows today's a rank stream and he knows the pressure that he's under to succeed and get plat again this season. Because I don't know if you have.
I have not. I'm currently in strikeout.
Yeah, you're good. I know that you're trying to warm up, which is why if y'all saw his game face kind of turn on midway there, that's what happened. But yeah, make sure that you follow twitch.tv/Brawlhalla, twitch.tv/ProBrawlhalla for all of that good Brawlhalla esports info. But other than that, I think we can get things going in just a little bit. Once Surus is done with his strikeout, we'll get into some rank matches and we'll talk about some things to level up. What is charged? Charged OG colors are the green and black colors that are that you can get for doing certain things. This time it'll be for watching the Mammoth Invitational, and I think it's the final item on that track. What about the new Raven character? Yeah, so if you haven't heard, we announced Moonin on the Tuesday stream, but the announcement was really just a tease. We're really, really excited for Moonin, but there's not a lot more that we can show. Moonin is still very much in the creation process, so it'll be a fair amount of time. Just know we're really excited for Moonin, and we wanted to kind of share that excitement with y'all and give you that kind of early tease with that animation that ran out on Tuesday.
Ooh, okay. I'm in a tough one right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I can see it because I joined it. But yeah, are they both this weekend? Are what both this weekend? The Charged OG colors will be with the Mammoth Invitational. And that's the 18th and 19th. The Arcadian is this weekend. Moonin is none of those weekends. But I don't know what both is in this context. Is the Charged OG universal? Yes. So in comparison, so like those of you who have been getting esports colors, you know that it's like a one-time roll whenever you get those colors. For those of you who know how, who have gotten gotten Charged OG colors, then you know that it is a universal color. It'll apply to all your characters from here and on, similar to how community colors work. So yeah. We'll start fielding some questions. Just know what we do normally on this Friday streams, if you haven't been to our Friday streams before, is usually the goal is to help players level up their gameplay. We've helped many players. I've gotten many messages of people saying like, oh, I was hard stuck gold, but watching these Friday streams helped me get to plat, things like that. And that's kind of the goal. So if you have questions about like, hey, I'm having trouble with this, that, or the other.
I'm having trouble.
Well, you're supposed to have trouble. Then feel free to ask questions. Honestly, stay grounded with your he's currently in a strikeout match. Nice, good ground pound. Okay. Moonin's second weapon we announced as a bow. I have no information on the stats. Again, still very early in the creation process. We have a character design, we have weapons, and that's about as much as I can tell you. All right, so I think production's in here. Surus, if you want to swap it over to a ranked, then we can get you in this and start showing off.
All right, let's do it. Oh,
you
man,
ready?
that game, I need to calm down after that one.
Already.
So that was like very spammy, but like a really good spammer, like high level spammer. I just couldn't outplay it until the last stock. I'm shaking.
Wow. You know me. I always tell you if you're feeling that heightened state, you should calm down, because it'll help you focus a lot better than just jumping right into it. Which is honestly advice I need to take myself. But yeah. So there you can see on your stream or on your screens, that's Surus's current elo. Those of you who have been following his journey know that it was the first time ever last season that he hit plat for like forever. We've been doing this for what, 2 years now.
Almost
yeah.
3 actually.
It's been a grind for you, but you did hit plat last season. But I don't think you've been playing as much this season, admittedly.
No,
with only 8 wins. But I'll let you get into it. Moonin is a girl. All right. I can still mute to you, right? If I mute here, it'll still go out to stream, I think.
I think so.
Okay, I'll do that because I don't want to distract you. All right, chat. I saw some questions. One of the ones that I saw was someone asking about like, how do I recover if I get into, if I put myself in a bad situation? So one, obviously you should be working to make sure that you're not throwing yourself into those bad situations too often. So if you know, like every single time, I don't know, you go for a sword ground pound off stage, it's so obvious the opponent spot dodges through it and now you're in an awkward spot. How do you get out of that? That's kind of a situation where you should like reevaluate how you're putting yourself in that position.
Too aggressive.
First of all, and then after that, the thing that you should focus on is like once you're in that awkward spot, because it's gonna happen. You know, many players put themselves in those bad spots. Is how do you recover? You got to make sure that you're doing it in tricky ways. A lot of times, your goal is not necessarily to go straight to the wall. Your goal is either to go outside and let them burn some stuff as well, or for you to hit them. You want to hit them and go for those chase dodges. Those can be really, really helpful if you're in those really awkward bad spots. And also just understand like what is considered a bad spot is going to be different depending on what weapon you have and what the opponent has.
Passive player.
Because like a bad spot for sword into a hammer is way different than a bad spot of sword into katars. Like you can play much higher against and much more vertically against a katar player than you can against a sword player. Against a katar player, usually you don't want to be like too close, obviously, but you also generally don't want to be in like those 45s or close side because those side airs can be devastating. Can you guys play as ranked 2s? We did 2s, or we didn't do 2s, but 2s happened last stream, last Friday. Surus needs some 1s time. Let's be real. He has not played a lot of ranked 1s. He usually does it for our stream. So that's what's going on here. You find it hard to gravity cancel on controller. So to remind people how to gravity cancel first, in case maybe that's where you're struggling, is you want to be doing an aerial spot dodge and then do your attack. So if you're having trouble gravity canceling, try going a little slower with it. Go into training mode and practice, you know, you do your, for spear, downlight, and then just do an aerial spot dodge, and then do another downlight. Don't overthink it. A lot of times people try to do too many inputs all at once. And there is that leniency with the gravity cancel of like, I think it's like 5 frames if you're doing like a down input when you do the dodge and the attack. It's a really tight window. But there is a little bit of leniency. But yeah, if you're struggling, go into training mode, practice your air, just practice doing spot dodge, and then practice doing the attack after that.
Their wake up is really good.
Surus is doing fine, actually. He's in his head a little bit. I'm gonna watch Surus for a hot minute, and then I'll respond to more things in chat.
Don't rely on neutral.
That was a good read. This dude likes to go up. Surus kind of had a thought about that with that recovery.
Don't rely on neutral, say.
He's doing a lot.
GG. Whew. Nice. Coach, what was I doing?
Honestly, I think you did better than you feel like you did. You may or may not have noticed, but this dude would really like to dodge up, or like he just like when he was in an awkward spot, he would go up. And so there were a couple times where you did, like, that's why you did neutral sig a bunch, is because you saw that they were in the air a lot and you're trying to go for neutral sig. Honestly, in my opinion, with Orion Spear, jump nair is better than doing a neutral sig because it's safer and also it's just a better hitbox, in my opinion. Okay. Neutral sig, I think you should save for the edge.
Okay.
Or catch their landing with down sig. I think that's actually really good.
Catch the landing with down sig. Got it.
Yeah. You also have downlight. In case you forgot, because I don't think you did that many spear downlights.
No, I didn't. You're right. You're right. And I think maybe that's because I didn't feel like they were being very like jump oriented. You know, they weren't like attacking from.
Oh, they weren't approaching from the air.
Approaching, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think
honestly, I just felt that they were super parry, super passive. Just like until my second stock where I went and I was like, okay, not going to be as aggressive. And let them come to me a little bit, kind of push them to be, I guess, a little more aggressive or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a response to a quote unquote like passive play. Is like if they're trying to put distance between you, obviously one of your goals should be like changing how you're chasing them, because obviously you don't want to just hard chase. But yeah, you can definitely pull back a little bit and be like, well, I have a lead, I don't need to like chase you. You got to do something as an opponent. But you really should be just like changing how you attack.
Okay.
Usually on the last thing is Crystal Temple, people like to go higher because of the soft platforms. So you can usually expect them to go up.
Okay. All right.
Okay, good luck. 3, 2, 1. All right. Muted again. Yeah, someone asked. Yeah, I get diamond every season. How do you read dodges? We talk about this every now and then, but since it's been a while since we have a stream, I'll tell you. Every weapon has an attack. Let me double check I'm saying this right. Yeah, almost every weapon. I'm trying to think of one that doesn't before I call myself wrong. Yeah, basically every weapon has an attack that is low variable force. What that means is that there's an attack that every time you hit it, it'll basically put the opponent in the same spot. For axe, that is that's your nair. That's the low variable force move. Or sidelight is also in that category, but usually you're thinking nair. For hammer, it's sidelight, and the only reason I'm bringing these up is because he's playing Taros. So what you want to do is when you hit that move, when you hit axe nair, when you hit hammer sidelight, you want to see how the opponent reacts out of it. And kind of just like literally the easiest way to think about it is to tell yourself what they did after you hit that move. So if you hit a hammer sidelight go, Oh, they dodged up.
Sorry, Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, you hit another side light. Oh, they dodged up again. Congrats, you're now reading them. Now you have to find the response to what they do when they do that. Is it a jump side air? Is it a just you stand there and do a neutral sig? Is it a jump down air? Or is it a dash jump recovery? I don't know. You have options, but just that's kind of where your head should be. If you're having trouble dodging, dodge reading is think about what moves your weapons have that set up. What moves have low variable force that you can go for a follow-up off of.
Scarjo.
That's how you start doing those dodge reads. Same kind of idea, like for instance, sword neutralite is another one that usually does it. Of course, it has a more variable force, so it'll start pushing further and further. But like early levels, you want to do like sword neutralite, and then just kind of what do they do after that? Can you do a dash down light? Can you do a dash side light? Can you do a jump side air off of it? Can you do a side sig? You know, things like that. And then the big thing is how do you know what to do afterwards? And that's something that you'll kind of have to figure out or find guides of online, because I can't tell you literally every dodge read ever. Other questions people have? How many hours does the stream? Our dev streams go for about an hour.
Worth. All right.
What was that? I think he's trolling a little bit. How to play axe. So again, that dodge read. You want to be going for side light and air. If you hit the side light in the different spots, you should know the different follow-ups. So if you hit it too close, you can go for down light or side air.
Against gauntlets.
He's starting to troll. You can go for a side. You can go for side air or down light after hitting the side light. Other than that, for your approaches, a lot of axe players like to approach with down air or with side light. But usually, if you want to go in, I like dash neutralite a lot personally. Down light also very good.
I'm like what, 2 matches away?
Are you 2 man? You actually aren't that far away. I think you're 3.
1680.
I think you're 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
Tips for blasters in 2v2. Think more about how you can set up for your teammate. That is where blasters can be really, really good, is because they have a lot of lockdown moves. All right, good luck, Surus.
Thank you.
I'm surprised Surus is randoming into characters he plays. The Orion and Terros, I'm a little surprised on that one. But yeah, for blasters and 2s, you want to be setting up a lot. Like blasters dare really good, and you want to have a teammate who is basically focused on following up off of that, and that's how you get that extra damage. But other than that, don't always go straight into your dodge reads on that one person in front of you, because a lot of blaster stuff is like you go in like neutralite and then you do the chase dodge pivot and air, right? Things like that. You don't always want to go straight into that, especially because it's not like a true follow-up, and it's really easy for someone else to come in and mess that up. Someone else had a question. I lost it. Sorry. Feel free to repeat questions. Oh snap!
No, I should have held on to it. That would have.
That's fine. He went for the safe thing. What? Why are you neutral signaling? Why is chat? Why is he not downlighting? Hold on. I have to watch Surus because he's kind of throwing. That's unfortunate. That's fine.
It's very winnable.
Oh no. Oh, he went back into it. Sheesh. Oh, don't panic. You're good. He's going for, honestly, I think if Surus just didn't attack as much. Okay. Which is like,
wow,
an awkward phrase. But basically what's happening here, Surus is overthinking a little bit. He's starting to attack where he thinks the Orion's gonna be. But really, the Orion's locking himself into these really obvious spots, right? Like he's doing like a slide charge side sig. He's doing like the most obvious, slide charge down sig, most obvious side sig, things like that. If Surus just like waited a little bit and was like, okay, well, congrats, you're locked in recovery frames, and then just hit him, like, I think he'd do a lot better. Also, he's kind of picking the wrong options. That happens. It's gonna happen because Surus is randoming right now. Didn't do a D-Light recovery. That's fine. But the biggest thing is like if he just attacked less, especially with his sword, with his blasters, because that's what happened on his second stock. Is he starting out like neutralites and stuff. See, like, I don't know what those N6s are. That was nice. Winnable. Oh. Okay.
Come on.
You can see Surus' his mental changed where he just starts dashing backwards. It's kind of goofy, but we'll take those. Weapon toss, yeah. Didn't go for the D-Light, that's fine. Punish. Let's go. See, that stuff like that. That right there is a prime example. Earlier, Surus was just throwing out attacks. He was like focused so hard on like, oh my god, this move's coming at me. If he just like slows down mentally and is like, okay, he's locked in recovery frames. He's just doing a slide charge down sig. He's just doing neutral sigs, right? Like just stay grounded if your opponent does 3 neutral sigs in a row. I'm not a fan of these N6s from Surus, especially like that. Again, opponents kind of locking themselves into stuff.
GG.
But
I thought I was gonna get 3 stock.
Yo, just one, good comeback. I'll tell you the good stuff. But you should slow down when you run into someone who does that kind of stuff. Because you
just kind of,
well, you know, you can say your stuff.
I was gonna say just kind of like a reset.
Yeah, a little bit, but more so, you were putting yourselves into recovery frames a lot of times when the opponent was putting themselves in recovery frames. And so like you couldn't punish their really, really obvious stuff. Like you made some wrong decisions in that like you were punishing in the wrong way, but more so you're putting yourself in positions where you can't punish them when they're doing things that are super punishable.
Okay.
So like if you rewatch that, he did like 3 or 4 slide charge down sigs off the soft platform, and like you punished like 1 because you finally weren't throwing out attacks immediately. Like you just wait a little bit when they're doing these really obvious things.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, good luck. How's it going, chat?
Whew.
Any spear tips? Sidelight is that setup tool that I was talking about.
More better options.
Spear downlight is really, really good for anti-airs. And then other than that, a lot of people like to use spear nair just because it's a giant circle hitbox. Those are kind of the big 3 in terms of like good things that you can do to help level up your play. But that's kind of like really general. If you want hyper specific stuff, yeah, definitely after your spear sidelight, you want to be focusing on what they do afterwards, right? You can go for like a jump recovery, or go for like a turnaround downlight, all those different downlights. A lot of spear players like to go for the double downlight. Like that's essentially your end goal is get the dodge read so you can go for the double downlight, because that's where you're gonna get that extra damage that you're looking for.
Oh man, I need to work against my against Scythe axe play.
Wait, why did he say Scythe? Confused. Qatar tips. Honestly, I need to relearn Qatars because the recent changes have changed what you normally do off of certain things. Because I think someone was saying downlight recovery doesn't
signatures, I know.
work as well. Yeah, he definitely knows he's doing 2.6. So I actually need to relearn Scythe myself. But sorry, Qatars. But I know sidelight and light is kind of like the common thing right now, and I think sidelight and light recovery is really good from what I was hearing. But yeah, I know for damage build, people like to go for like D-light, dare, or I guess technically D-light, dare, side light,
Walked right into it.
D-light.
Oh. You
Unfortunate.
gotta really start trying to use fast fall more. I swear I am.
He's reading chat. That's not good.
All right, we need a 2-stock. We can do this.
I'm not intentionally ignoring anyone in chat.
Watch.
There's like 5,000 now. How do you throw spear? How do you struggle to throw spear? I don't understand. Spear should be easier to throw than orb. You should throw it in the exact same way. Probably the biggest thing, if you're struggling with spear and not orb, is like you're probably doing it
Start
in
to lose as soon as I use the SIGs.
a different setup, right?
Yeah.
So orb you do like side light, side air, and then you'll maybe go for like a dash orb toss, versus spear where you're doing like down light, side air, and trying to do that dash weapon toss, and they just set up differently. If you really want to do it like that, some things that can help are like going for more angles, right? So you get them in the offstage, and if they start recovering low, then you use it, or like you do pogo, do like a down air off the on the edge guard, and then you do the weapon toss. Things like that can be a lot better for setting up, especially for spear because it's got a big horizontal hitbox.
Side light and air is my best friend. What weapon?
No weapon. What? Side light and air.
Nice.
Unfortunate.
I used too many SIGs in that one.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah. I think I lost a little bit of mental. Started using SIGs.
Yeah.
Got out of it.
That's fine. You just need to reset yourself. You're good. All right. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tips on Scythe.
Less SIGs.
Any Scythe
spamming,
tips,
and more
dodge
light
read?
attacks. Yes, sir.
Dodge read tips for Scythe. That's what I'm going to interpret that as. So I will oversimplify Scythe. There's a lot of dodge reads. Basically, everything's dodge reads. So for Scythe, generally, you want to kind of compartmentalize how your opponent likes to dodge more so than what they dodge off of a certain move. Right? So like I was talking about with Axe and Hammer, because he was playing those, how you hit X move and then you want to go for the dodge read, see how they react out of those things. Scythe is very different because it's every move is setting up into a dodge read. He literally just said last game to not go for 6. Whatever. Well, that was gonna hit literally no one. Surus.
Ooh, not prepared for that SIG.
Hold on. Surus.
Dodge to the left.
Oh, look, he's starting to say the dodge reads. Okay, anyways, for Scythe, you want to compartmentalize how they like to react out of things. Usually, so there's two things. Compartmentalize, so are they the type of person who likes to spot dodge, type of person who likes to dodge in, type of person dodge out, etc. Or another way of thinking about it is just the overall, you're trying to get a dodge out and then go for your stuff, right? So you go for like a soft side light and then trying to get that dodge out so that you can get a neutral light and set up into your big like playing against a bot combos. Those are kind of the two ways of thinking about it. But other than that, Nair and recovery are usually your follow-ups if they like to dodge up, and then down air and side air are usually for if they like to dodge down or sideways. And then also within that, using chase dodge can help you maintain pressure and do some tricky stuff.
Oh no!
And kind of reset positions.
Oh, the disconnect.
Unfortunate.
I hate to see it.
But yeah, using your chase dodge to kind of keep that flow going is really useful.
Right. We're gonna go for the 3 stock.
Is it bad to use controller? Not at all. There's plenty of great players who use controller. Consulate
The only way
uses
I know
controller.
how, Petra. Oh my god.
How would you read if they dodge
GG.
different ways? That's the whole point. That's literally the congrats. You're welcome to the dodge reading game. You want to be changing up how to dodge, what reads you're going for. If they're consistently changing up what they do.
Petra's insane. Let's go.
Boomy thinks you're the best Petra NA. That's what he just said.
Yo, appreciate that.
Why did you only do 6 for your first stock?
I got the read on him, I think. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. Congrats on your 3 stock.
Thank you, thank you. Batch. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh snap! Hey Mo, dang! Everybody's out here watching Surus do his rank climb. Yeah. Other questions y'all have? What should you play on? Keyboard or controller? You can do fine with either. It's generally down to personal preference. There's a lot of people who like keyboard. I like keyboard.
Orion and main.
But
I will play Orion next.
I'll let him say his piece. It's really personal preference. If you play controller, you can do fine.
Punished by axe.
If you play keyboard, you can do fine. There is personal preference. How to play hammer? Know your D-light combos and then side light for setup. Those are kind of the first two. Neutral light, really good tool to like kind of cover yourself. It also can catch people landing a lot. So if someone likes to land on top of you, like a spot dodge and light can be really useful. But those are kind of the big things. Other than that, you can use air moves to space. So like somebody who really likes to jump, do air approaches, you can do like dash jump in air, kind of like you would with blasters. And it can be really nice, as well as like Sair just for like side spacing. But that's like the old head in me. Geez, side zigs from Surus. But other than that, yeah, that should be some of the big stuff. What's usually the difference between a gold and a plat? Different mental. A lot of times, I mean, okay, so this is what I was thinking about earlier today is like, there's basically 2 things, execution and mental. If you're having an execution barrier, usually gold is where you kind of figure that out, right? Like, oh, you're not hitting your D-light combos. Oh, you're not hitting your, I don't know, your follow-ups. You're not getting your reads, right? Things like that. That's your execution.
Reno, he was cool.
Or there's the mental of like, you don't know what to do when your opponent has X play style. There's a lot of people who get hard stuck gold because they have like a very, for lack of a better term, like predictable play style. So they have like kind of a one-note play style, and people who are able to adapt to different play styles will generally have an easier time getting from gold into plat. But those are like your 2 biggest reasons why you're likely struggling, or why there's that kind of barrier. Is you're either hard stuck one mental play style, or you're hard stuck not hitting your follow-ups. Recommendations for main Scarlet? She's cool. I don't know what you're looking for. If you're looking for just tips, I guess, for Scarlet, watch some of Koslik's gameplay. Koslik's, there's actually a lot of Scarlets out there. Wes has been playing Scarlet, I think, as well, over in South America. Wow, I'm surprised both those hit. See, like this right here is one of those mental blockers, right? Surus can get away with this one-note play style of just like cannonballs and side sigs, and it's on the Rayman to try to figure out how to get through all this, and he's struggling to do so. And so Surus gets away with this. Shorpy does play Scarlet. I don't know how much esports level video of Shorpy playing Scarlet there is, but you're welcome to look at Shorpy as well.
Neutral sig.
But yeah, there's a lot of good Scarlet gameplay out there to watch.
Backstep neutral sig.
Barriers to break into Diamond, is it just perfecting your playstyle? There's definitely a lot of imperfect
I know what you're gonna
diamonds.
say about the signatures, but it's my boy Thatch.
Honestly, it worked, and he didn't adapt at all. Like, you did a lot of side sigs and stuff, but like, until somebody smacks it out of you, I think you're just gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
But it worked. That person didn't adapt. Are you still randoming?
Yeah. Yep. I've been getting pretty lucky with my randoms. No
yeah, that's
sites
what I was
yet.
thinking. I was like, you got people you play for the most part.
Yeah, just got Roland. I think I'm okay with Roland.
All right. Good luck. Roland should be good for this matchup. But yeah, there's a lot of people who get to Diamond who aren't like that, who aren't perfect as much as they have a playstyle that maybe works really well against a lot of people, or they're able to adapt. But usually execution isn't the thing blocking someone who's going from plat to diamond. It's usually something mental, right? Like diamonds are generally like better at maintaining pressure, or resetting, or getting those games. Oh, he messed up his recovery.
That's my bad. We got this. We got
things
this.
like that.
Watch.
Any tips on not progressing? Start watching your VODs. If you find yourself really hard stuck, the less you think about those elo and those numbers, the more you're gonna start focusing on your gameplay, because that's really like once your gameplay levels up, you're gonna just level up with it naturally. And kind of, you know, you'll have to accept those losses. It's gonna be unenjoyable at times, but the more you start focusing on like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Why, like Surus, you can hear him say what he does wrong a lot of times, but he doesn't really change it. That's kind of his problem. But like, you know, oh, I'm doing too many signatures. Go rewatch your VODs and say, okay, wow, I did a whole lot of signatures. Rewatch your VOD like you're watching an esports stream. And I know chat loves to maul out about somebody doing a wonky sig or whatever, but they won't rewatch their own VODs. So do that. Rewatch your VOD like you're about to clip it and put it on Twitter and make fun of yourself.
Still in it.
I'm not a hardworking diamond synchro. I'm just an old man who grinds. But pros, they're a whole different beast.
Ooh,
pros are a whole other level. But
Killing
there are a lot of people who get to quote unquote pro status by climbing through ranks, just working on themselves, playing ranked, talking with other good players, and then scrimming with them, playing against them, just practicing and legitimately wanting to grow as a player. That is like the thing that you need to do. You have to have that, like, you have to have that mentality to grind and like keep yourself beat down, but continue to work and level up, which not everyone has, and that's fine. But
do not play against Scythe for the life of me.
That's like probably the biggest difference. This is hard to watch. It is, but this is
different.
Better than 50% of the people who play this game. Legitimately, Surus has hit plat. Surus gold is already better than 50% of the people who play, because I think the average elo is silver last time I checked, which has been a while, but average elo is silver.
Okay, so, can we do this? Can we do this from the red?
This is better than half the people who play, and so that means a rough estimate. I mean, it's not 1-to-1. Half the people in chat are legitimately watching this and being like, what, I would have done that NSIG too. Wow, that was a really good down. Like, I see what's, you know what I mean? Like, so it can be rough to watch because it's not, you know, it's not boomy playing, of course, but like, humble yourself a little bit.
Where was the punish on that?
Rough. If your individual elo in 2v2s is 1680, it's based on, he only did 6 for that last stop.
So close.
Hey, Surus. Is your light attack like, did you lose the button? Like,
bro,
fall off?
Let me show you
your
my
last
keyboard.
4 games have been only 6.
You could see the wear on my keyboard. Where's that? That's my light, that's my heavy. Just saying. Just saying. Wait, is there a better color?
I don't know if you can fool it. Oh wow. Wait, which one's heavy?
This is light. This one's heavy.
Huh.
But yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, like, your last 4 games have heavy.
Thank you, Toast. Appreciate that. All right, I got my boy Orion. We got this.
Good luck. Good luck.
Winners only use SIGs. Yo, you know you're in for a match when the dude's clan is... I'm trolling.
Someone in chat's asking why I banned them. I'm banning literally no one. I have not banned a single person in chat right now. So Don't come at me. Nothing wrong with being hard stuck in any elo. What's the medium Brawlhalla elo? That's what I was saying. I'm reasonably sure it's silver. Middle is silver right now. Can you please give bow tips? I gave some bow tips earlier. Sidelight is your dodge read setup. And then you want to be using downlight. Like a lot of bow players you'll find do a lot of downlights to poke long range. Like they generally, like if you watch Surus, right? He will slow down when he gets bow because he finally has something long range to poke with. And so that's one of those things like bow players can be really, really good at. Obviously, sometimes it gets them into that kind of hard stuck mentality where they're only thinking about, I need to be really far away on the ground doing downlights. But that's kind of what you can use as a tool. Other than that, a lot of really, really good bow players that I have run into, like if you're...
It's okay.
That's fine. If you're... if you're like in that plat to diamond area and you're like, wow, my bow, you know, like I have some of these fundamentals down, like I know how to do a D-light recovery, I know D-light and air, I can even do some follow-ups, I know gravity cancel follow-up afterwards, yada yada yada. Practice doing those sares and dares. Those off-stage edge guards can really help boost up a bow player. Like I've seen many a bow player do like D-light, sare, chase dodge, ground pound, and it'll catch people because they're not ready for it. How do you play with Orion? Stop using the SIGs. Every Orion player ever should just unbind their SIGs for like a week.
Sometimes.
And I don't mean that to be like harsh, but there's so many Orions out there who kind of just get away with doing N SIGs and down SIGs on spear a lot. And so then they start to kind of crutch on it and not really learn like the fundamentals of their weapons. But like learn your weapon fundamentals first. Because Orion's SIGs are good. Just people like fall into the trap of like, okay, well, I got through all of gold by only doing spear down SIG, or like Surus only doing spear and SIG, and he gets away with it.
I think I should just main Orion. GG.
How do people like Sandstorm or Boomy improve when they're already almost perfect? What do they have to improve? Everybody has things to improve. If you watch Boomy and Sandstorm 2 years ago, and then Boomy and Sandstorm, I'm gonna unmute for you. What's up?
No, I was just reading. Someone said also learn neutral light into aerials on bow. It's very good to learn.
Yeah.
Neutral light into aerial on bow. Okay. Interesting.
That's just someone was asking for bow tips. But yeah, I see someone in chat asking like, how do the people at the top continue to improve? And the answer is like, A, they compete against each other. Because obviously like Boomy's constantly playing against Sandstorm and they're constantly leveling each other up because they're competing against each other and they're like, oh, that's a cool thing that I can do to follow up now in a different situation. But a lot of it starts to become mental as you get like the execution barrier becomes less and less of a thing as you become a better player, and the issue becomes more mental. Like how are you following up off your things? How can you become how can you start reading deeper instead of just like one hit off of a thing? But pros will always say that they have stuff to improve. There's always somewhere that they can improve. This should be free. Good luck. I believe in your Nash.
Wait, why do you say it should be free?
I believe in your Nash.
Okay, thank you.
3, 2, 1.
Keyboard and mouse pros? Not anymore, but not for the reasons that you might think they are. For instance, Pugsy was kind of the one who I would point to as the keyboard and mouse player.
I don't know what happened, not gonna lie.
Why didn't you recover?
I don't know if I ran out of jumps or...
You just didn't press the recovery button. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But a lot of pros kind of jumped off the keyboard mouse train, mostly because of
Me and Scythe, man. Me and Scythe, we go way back.
Mostly because of lands is the honest answer. Because it's a lot harder to set up a keyboard and a mouse, and you have to bring all of that. But that's one of the things that he's missing is like he wasn't doing. Sorry, mixing up many thoughts. That's one of the reasons why people kind of jumped off keyboard and mouse. But like other than that, there's nothing wrong with keyboard and mouse. It's just that when we were having events in person, it was a lot harder to bring those things to travel and play with. Just Stingray plays with keyboard and mouse. All right. But there's nothing wrong with it. That's all I'm saying. Schedule link, brawlhalla.com/schedule to find out information about the Mammoth Arcadian or the Mammoth Invitational. Gonna reach pro with mouse and keyboard. Good luck.
Okay. He's outpatiencing me. Let's change that. Last stock.
Photo's better, to answer your chat. Any other questions y'all have, though? This is our Friday dev stream, and we're running up on time, but if y'all have more questions on leveling up your play and stuff like that, happy to answer. Both Surus and I play on keyboard. Although I think we've both are decent on controller, and both started on controller, we both currently play on keyboard. But there's no reason one way or the other. Someone was asking about Azoth tips. Azoth, honestly, really good. There's a lot of great follow-ups you can do with those SIGs in particular. Like a lot of Azoths will do like side light into down SIG, right? Chase dodge down SIG, or side light, chase dodge side SIG. But the signature kit can be really good. I don't think I'm not a big fan of the bow neutral signature personally, but there's nothing wrong with it per se. I just I like the safety of the end light more, or like a jump nair. Whereas the NC kind of locks me down. I don't like that. But other than that, yeah, Azoth's great. Just, you know, practice your weapon fundamentals as always, and then you can go for those SIG follow-ups, right? Core tips. You definitely want to be working on your gauntlets. A lot of the good cores out there have really strong gauntlets, and then kind of just like solid fundamentals with hammer.
I'll get you next time. Exactly.
Working on your gauntlets will be a huge way to level up your core as a whole. And then don't over rely on like NSIGs on the wall. There's a lot of cores that'll like, oh, I'm losing, I'm down a stock. Let me just sit on the wall and wait for an NSIG. Don't do that.
It was that first stock. Ooh,
just don't panic when they have Scythe on you.
Okay.
Especially with Queen and I, just like think about attacking before you think about like panic jumping and dodging.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
What do I like about keyboard as opposed to controller? Keyboard micro USB doesn't break. That was my issue with controllers. Is I had 2 or 3 that the micro USB just kind of like, what is happening? Are they both lagging?
Hot dodge.
Am I lagging? Toast, are you lagging? What is happening? Oh, okay. They're picking up weapons on your screen. On my screen, they're both unarmed and Surus just jumped off the map.
I know that was like massive SIG abuse.
I don't know. Okay, sorry. Chat. My screen is completely different. But I guess y'all are seeing the actual gameplay, so you're good. You're good.
I'll finish that.
I see nothing wrong with this game. On my screen, Volkov ran off the map twice. So I see a lot of things wrong with what I'm watching. So, okay. I guess I'll answer chat's questions. Sorry about that. Got distracted. Yumiko Hammer, great. A lot of Yumikos, and this was really successful, is doing down SIGs as space control, and then doing like side SIGs out from underneath it, or doing like NSIG follow-ups, like finding situations where you can hit NSIG, because NSIG is really strong right now. So a lot of those things can be really useful. Those are some things you want to practice specifically for Yumiko Hammer. But obviously, again, the first things first with any character is you want to know the weapon fundamentals.
Oh, we take those and turn
for Yumiko,
stocks, baby. Let's go.
You can do like D-light, side light, and then if they're the type of person who likes to jump or dodge up, go for that like chase dodge NSIG. Really good. But yeah, those are some of the things that you can go for.
I like
go for diamond today. We don't have enough time for diamond today. All right, sir. So you have time for one more, and then I think we got to call it a day.
All right. Chat, who do I play?
You know, you're gonna let chat pick this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Who's that? Who just said that? Hey, guy from chat. For any Fate Orb Scythe tricks, just watch Fried Dazzle. It's true. It's true. True. I have learned a lot. The Rock. Wangana says The Rock.
Do you have it unlocked?
You know, I think I'm gonna go Isaiah.
Chat does not. Literally, no one said Queen Nine.
All right, I saw Wangana said the Rock, so we're gonna go the Rock. I don't know how I am with Sentinel.
Well, I'm not overly confident. I'll say that much.
This one's for you.
What? It's The Rock. I mean, can't go wrong.
Okay, PlayStation player, Plat Reno player with a gold border though. This should be interesting. This is going to be a good matchup.
Yeah. Okay, chat. He's not taking legend requests anymore. He's playing The Rock. Any Artemis Caspian mains on pro level?
Ooh.
For Caspian, for both you might have to kind of pick parts of people's play, and kind of learn how they play those weapons. I think the closest thing I can think of is I think Wrenched played some Caspian, if I'm not mistaken. This last
somewhat clean
balance
the cleanest
meta was probably your best opportunity for a Caspian, but there's a couple out there. I think I'm just struggling, but yeah, you definitely could pick and choose parts, right? Like obviously you want to focus on basically all of the pros for gauntlets. There's a lot of good stuff that you can pick up. And even trying to see how they use their SIG, see if you can do it in the same kind of situations, right? Phazon was playing Val, of course. Boomy was playing some gauntlets as well. All sorts of stuff you can pick up. Of course, Sandstorm with the gauntlets on his Mordex. And then on the other side, the Qatar's Wrenched is probably one of the most known North American Qatar players out there. So you can definitely look at him for some Qatars. And then for Artemis, again, same kind of idea, right? You want to pick and choose parts. So watch Sandstorm for how he played Scythe. You can do some of the same stuff to an idea. And then for Lance, probably Koslix, right? Or Wesley. How do you counter Hammer? Spear and Bow, I have seen do really well against Hammer. In particular, long-reaching grounded game can be really, really good, right? So Spear has a really good neutral light that just kind of pokes out Hammer. And then that was a little greedy, works out. And then kind of same idea with Bow, right? Is you can outrange with the downlight. Does the meta matter to you if you're early plat? Not at all. Balance, or sorry, not balance. Meta and tier lists, they don't matter to 98% of y'all. Every character can get every ELO. There's really, it really doesn't matter until you're at the very top, and that's only because you'll see some top players say oh, I'm having an easier time accomplishing X thing. Unfortunate. That wasn't even true. But yeah, for the most part, meta tiers, that won't matter for you if you're silver, gold, plat. Any tips on reads with Qatars? Qatars are a lot like Scythe in that there's a lot of dodge windows and not a lot of true combos, right? But that means a lot of situations dodge. So it's gonna be the same ideas, right? Is most Qatar players are going for that style of you're trying to get a dodge out and then you go off, right? So you're usually you poke in with your side light and then you're trying to get them to burn that dodge. So you stand still for a minute and then they burn their spot dodge and go in, hit the down light, dare, down side light, kind of keep that going. The other side of that is seeing how they dodge out of things like a down air or a down light as well, or a side light, because that's when you can go for those bigger reads, right? So you'll see Qatar players.
I need one more. I can't. Not on that one.
Did you unplug? What happened?
I have no idea.
You literally just stood there.
No, I have no idea what happened, but Asuri will avenge me. I can't.
All right. I mean, I apologize to production, but
oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Toast. Please let me have this.
She's already in it.
Whew.
We owe Toast lunch. All right. Good luck.
I got you.
One brawl.
But yeah, like you'll see like specifically Asuri do like a Qatar dare, right? And then against opponents who like to spot dodge off the down air because they're expecting the side light, they go into that down sig. Or
my inputs do feel a little weird, not gonna lie.
Johnsing on the last game. Or things like that. So finally some Asuri gameplay. 1 in 50 chance photo. Is it lagged? Spectator is behind. So you'll hear Surus react to things that are happening before you see it on the screen. Yo, the dunk down, the weapon toss attempt, unfortunate. Didn't have to go for that ground pound. So that ground pound right there, I would consider kind of greedy. Because basically in that situation, it's the same as ground pounding a sword, like, or sorry, ground pounding a hammer as if they had their whole kit. Like, they could very easily hit that recovery, could very easily get that turnaround.
We're still good.
And that right there again is kind of that greed. Like, it's you're immediately going in, and they're not in a disadvantaged state, so you get punished for it.
That would have been so sweet.
Oh, that would have been. That would have been. Hopefully that stuff is helping him. Did he lose against the Reno? He did. I don't know what happened. It looked like he unplugged. Like, quite literally.
Some unnecessary damage, but...
Is this the last dev stream 5? No. We'll announce when we set up the next dev stream track. Is Surus tryharding? Surus is always tryharding. He just doesn't look like he's always tryharding. But he wants to win. D-pad movement on controller tips? Honestly, it's kind of controller dependent personally. There's certain controllers that I didn't have a lot of success with on the D-pads, because the D-pads, the way that D-pads are manufactured are different per manufacturer. So certain D-pads, when you hold down, it's like a lever, versus certain D-pads where it's its own separate button. And so honestly, if you're having D-pad controller issues, try different controllers, because some D-pads are just straight up built different.
Panicking.
Who's the best blasters right now? I'm a big fan of Boomy's blasters when he plays them. I love me some Boomy blasters. Tips on punishing sword.
Oh, no.
Punishing the weapon or punishing with sword? I'm gonna assume you're talking about punishing against sword. And the answer is, honestly, sword is relatively safe. That's one of the things that it has going for it. It's the all-rounder weapon, right? Like, it's doesn't have a lot of things that it's like perfect at, but it has a lot of things that all right, he got
Alcyon in chat.
But it has a lot of things that it does well. But in order to punish
Thank you so much, Toast.
You want to just be baiting out the move and hitting the recovery frames. That's like the big thing.
Appreciate that.
Congrats, you did it. What did you end on? 1638.
1638.
What did you start at today?
1627 or something.
Okay. Wait, it's a positive progression.
Yo, Fox, thank you for the GGs. Appreciate it.
Okay. I think we got to end it on that one. We are over time, but thank you all for watching. Again, this weekend is the Mammoth Arcadian, which we will be having a side stream for twitch.tv/Pro Brawlhalla for that side stream. Thank you to anyone who was out there helping us test the side stream today. Congratulations, you probably got some community colors. But other than that, again, we want to remind you that the side stream isn't there to be a whole second replacement. It's there as like, if you're watching Pro Brawlhalla, or if you're watching twitch.tv/Brawlhalla, you're watching the main stream, and you're like, okay, well, I'm really excited for this match that's going to be happening, but it's a lower bracket match, so it likely won't be streamed on the main stream. Then that's where twitch.tv/Brawlhalla will come give you some of those cool other matches that don't always get to get streamed, or get to see some other people. You're like, hey, maybe my friend is a top 32 PR player, but he doesn't usually get to be on the stream. I'm excited to go watch him. Twitch.tv/Brawlhalla. Make sure you hit that follow button so that you can see those matches. Other than that, Mammoth Arcadian, again, this weekend, Brawlhalla.com/schedule. Mammoth Invitational happening next weekend, Brawlhalla.com/schedule. Charged OG colors will be with that. Did I miss anything?
Monday, Esports stream, 5 p.m.
Monday, Esports stream, 5 p.m. Tuesday, regular dev stream is next week at 1 p.m. And then, of course, we have our Friday dev streams where we like to be educational. 1 p.m.'s on Friday. Brawlhalla.com/schedule for literally everything you could ever want.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, do we have someone? Do we have someone?